The city streets were alive with movement, cars honking, people rushing, neon lights flickering. But for Aaron, sitting on the cold pavement near a bakery, the world had never felt quieter. His stomach ached with hunger, his fingers stiff from the icy wind. People passed him by, too busy, too distracted, or perhaps too afraid to look. Once, he had a job, a home, a family. But a series of misfortunes, one after another, had taken it all away. Now, he was just another nameless figure on the streets, invisible to the world. The scent of fresh bread filled the air. Aaron turned toward the bakery's bright window, where a boy stood inside, staring at the glass display of warm pastries. The boy's clothes weren't much better than Aaron's, worn-out shoes, patched-up sleeves. His mother, standing beside him, rummaged through her purse with a look of disappointment. "I'm sorry, Rohan," she murmured. "We can't afford it today." The boy's face fell, but he nodded quietly. Aaron watched as they turned to leave. Then, without thinking, he reached into his pocket. His fingers found the last few coins he had, barely enough for a single bun. It wasn't much, but at that moment, it didn't matter. Summoning his courage, he stood up, walked into the bakery, and placed the coins on the counter. "One for the boy," he said. The baker, a stocky man with kind eyes, hesitated for a moment before nodding. He wrapped a warm bun and handed it over. The boy's eyes widened in surprise as Aaron knelt before him and offered the bag. "Go on," he said with a small smile. "Warm food tastes better when you share it." The mother's eyes filled with tears. "You didn't have to," she whispered. Aaron just shrugged. "I know what it feels like to want something and not have it." Just then, the baker reached under the counter and pulled out a second bag, placing it in Aaron's hands. "For you," he said. Aaron looked at him, confused. "I." The baker shook his head. "Kindness comes back to you, my friend. It always does." As Aaron stepped out of the bakery, the warmth of the bread seeped into his hands, but it was the warmth in his heart that mattered more. That night, as he took his first bite, he realized something. Even when he had nothing, he still had something to give. The smallest act of kindness could start a chain reaction, one that could change lives, just like his had been changed today.